perhaps you don't want to mention ethnicity. It won't do us any favours politically.
The shocking revelations surrounding the UK grooming scandal, brought back into the spotlight with the help of Elon Musk, sent shockwaves across the country throughout January. For weeks, the public was gripped by the disturbing details that emerged, exposing systemic failures and raising serious questions about those in power. Yet in the weeks since, things have gone eerily quiet. Despite the initial uproar, little new information has come to light, and the media's coverage has noticeably dwindled. But today we have footage that could reignite the conversation. Former Labour Simon Danczuk claims he was directly instructed by the chair of the Parliamentary Labour Party to avoid mentioning the ethnicity of grooming gangs, allegedly because doing so could cost the party votes. If true, this raises alarming concerns about political interference and whether vital information was deliberately withheld from the public for electoral gain. In today's video, we'll be watching and reacting to this footage, breaking down what it means and discussing the latest updates from across the country. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all the stories. Take a look at this.
So to provide a little bit of context, I was the MP for Rochdale from 2010 to 2017, a Labour MP. The Rochdale rape gang scandal occurred and came to trial in May 2012. It was completely new to me. I wasn't from Rochdale, but I quickly got my head around it and realised that ethnicity, culture, religion was a key part of why these people, these perpetrators, were abusing these girls. And I said that. It wasn't long after that the local MP from next door, Jim Dobbin, came up to me and said, listen, perhaps you don't want to mention ethnicity. It won't do us any favours politically. More concerning was that Tony Lloyd, just outside the chamber in Parliament, came up to me before Prime Minister's questions, and he said, listen, I don't think ethnicity is an issue in this. I don't think we should be mentioning it because it'll cost us votes. Now, that's significant because he was the chair of the Parliamentary Labour Party, an exceptionally powerful position within the Labour Party, and he was also on the verge of running for Police Commissioner for Labour in Greater Manchester. And I'm in no doubt that he was concerned that me mentioning ethnicity would cost him votes in that election. That really surprised me, disappointed me. I was disappointed that these politicians would, consider that an issue when we're trying to solve what is a heinous crime. But that's the situation we found ourselves in.
What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In some other news, a second Labour MP has now been implicated in a controversial WhatsApp group that contained offensive and inappropriate messages, deepening the scandal that has already rocked the party. The revelations come just a day after Andrew Gwynn was sacked as health minister and suspended from Labour over his involvement in the same group. The MP in question, Burnley's Oliver Ryan, has now come forward to express his regret over his role in the chat, admitting to making comments he now acknowledges were unacceptable. As pressure mounts on Labour to take further action, the party has launched an internal investigation into the matter. Ryan's admission raises further questions about the extent of inappropriate conduct within the group and whether more names could yet emerge. Labour MP Oliver Ryan has publicly expressed his deep regret over his involvement in a controversial WhatsApp group that contained unacceptable messages, acknowledging his failure to challenge inappropriate content shared within the chat. The Burnley MP admitted that he not only failed to call out offensive material, but also made comments himself that he now deeply regrets and would not repeat. Today, Ryan has pledged his full cooperation with the Labour Party's internal investigation, which is currently examining the matter. The WhatsApp group named Trigger Me Timbers operated between 2019 and early 2022 and included more than a dozen Labour councillors, party officials, and at least one other MP. The group was originally created by Andrew Gwynn, a senior Labour MP and Ryan's former employer. Ryan has condemned the offensive nature of some of the messages exchanged in the group, stating, "Some of the comments made in that group were completely unacceptable, and I fully condemn them. I regret not speaking out at the time, and I recognize that failing to do so was wrong." He also acknowledged that while he did not see every message, he accepts responsibility for not being more proactive in challenging problematic content. The scandal has already had significant repercussions within the Labour Party. Andrew Gwynn, who had been serving as a health minister, was dismissed from his role and administratively suspended from the Labour Party after details of his messages were revealed. Reports indicate that the group contains sexist remarks about Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner, racist comments about Labour MP Diane Abbott, and anti-Semitic statements. Additionally, Gwynn was alleged to have joked about an elderly woman's death. A government source described the revelations as deeply disappointing, adding that the Labour chief whip would be speaking to Ryan with no action off the table. In response to the controversy, a Labour spokesperson reiterated the party's commitment to high standards, stating, "Andrew Gwynn has been administratively suspended as a member of the Labour Party. We are investigating comments made in this WhatsApp group." Following his dismissal, Gwynn issued a statement expressing his remorse. "I deeply regret my badly misjudged comments and apologize for any offense I've caused. I've served the Labour Party all my life, and it was a huge honor to be appointed a minister by Keir Starmer. I entirely understand the decisions the PM and the party have taken, and while very sad to have been suspended, will support them in any way I can." A government spokesman affirmed that Labour leader Keir Starmer would take decisive action against any minister failing to meet the party's ethical standards, stating, "Keir Starmer will not hesitate to take action against any minister who fails to meet these standards, as he has in this case." The incident has placed increased scrutiny on the Labour Party's handling of internal misconduct, with many watching closely to see how Starmer and party leadership proceed with the investigation. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below, and make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content.